Can I just get a feel from the audience? Are you guys first-time filmmakers? Have you made films before? Do you have any idea about the process?
I think the biggest movie that we've raised money for was about $3.5 million. I always say you probably know the first person who's going to put money in. You most likely don't know the last person who's going to put money in. So it's a very intensive and very long networking process of meeting people, and you're technically not supposed to solicit strangers. So you sort of have to get creative.
What can she do to come with you? I mean, in terms of a package?
Having a great script, getting the option on the script, finding whatever kind of attachments you can make, as in good directors or good talent, and then bring it to us, and we do the rest.
Bring those to people that that we believe in and that would be a good match for potential projects. I also tell my clients too is if they want to submit, the only way that most studios will accept submissions is via an agent or a lawyer. So I'm willing to do that. If the project is good and I have the contacts and I can actually try to help.
There's different ways to finance your film. You mentioned private equity. Obviously, there's a studio route. There's a lot of financing vehicles out there now, such as hedge funds. And where can you find that money?
But just like an off-the-rack deal would be the money comes back. Say they invested $50,000. The first $50,000 that came back would go back to those investors. And then quite often you'll see a preferred return, maybe 10% for 3 years, capped at 3 years, so they're really getting another 30% on top of that. Then after that, the film is at break even, and then you have these things called net profits, and each dollar that came in, a standard deal would be that the producer would get 50 cents of each of that dollar, and then the investors would get 50 cents. So you are telling them that, yes, we're hopefully going to have a profit, and if we do, that this is the way the money will flow, but we're really all taking a very big risk in going out and making this film and hoping that we can recoup the money.
A couple things you should be considering. For instance, if you get an advance on your film, you get a distribution deal, you're excited about that, you should be aware that before you see another dime, that advance is going to have to be recouped by the distributor. And that's not the only thing that we're going to be recouping.
Can you give us some examples? What else?
We incur real expenses. DVD is really our sweet spot, and that's really where you're going to incur a large number of distribution expenses. Costs a lot of money to manufacture every DVD, and for Blu-ray it's even more expensive. And in addition to that, what I think really is the biggest expense is the marketing.
Like you put Jean-Claude Van Damme in your film, and you're doing great overseas. David Hasselhoff, yes, or Steven Seagal. All those guys, and you'll do great overseas. And then there's domestic names that don't have any value, which it's amazing to me. I still have not figured that system out. And the system changes every week too, so you can't really figure it out. Like who's hot one week is not hot the next week. So you have to have a good foreign sales company to use, and there's several of them out there. That will do numbers for you. They'll run estimates on the actors that you have along with the project.
You make sure you understand the trade-offs of, because Louisiana is the exception right now. All these states, Iowa, Michigan, they're competing with each other. These incentives are getting more and more crazy, and sometimes the crew bases aren't there.
This film will get made at this budget, and they basically are taking a lien on the film, and they'll be responsible for the film. Usually you see it when there's banks involved, lenders involved, so the bank will come in and they're going to loan production money to the film, and the bank needs that guarantee there that there's another company, insurance company basically is what it's doing, is saying there's another company that is on the line that will be responsible for making sure that their money is covered.
Don't necessarily overlook the power of the internet and how you can really network and get your film out there and have trailers seen by people on, your friends on MySpace, and then they might send it to somebody, and a studio executive may see it and contact you. A lot of my clients actually have their trailers on their website, and their cards have the website name for the film, and anybody can go and watch the trailer, and you can get a lot more buzz around your film that way.
Do you prefer to shoot something still on a film on 35, or can you go digital?
it's not that easy to shoot, and I think that's the mistake a lot of people make, is there's just as much craft that goes into, in some ways you could argue there's more that goes into making high def or even standard def 16:9 stuff look filmic, and that's still the goal, I think. Certainly from the creative side, we all want our stuff to look good.
It depends. I mean, some fears people have are obviously piracy, if you're going to get copies out there. Other fears are that if you're just sending copies left and right, that people are going to look at you like you're just really desperate and you're not offering top quality product.
The most important thing you said when you first asked your question is you said, I have a good script. So if it's good, then you're going to put yourself in a position to sell it.
If we're on the fence about a film and someone comes to us and we really feel like it's going to be a difficult relationship to manage, that they're not going to have faith in us to market the film, we're going to pass on that. And that's not to say that we don't want passionate filmmakers who really believe in what they do. Absolutely we want that. We don't want somebody just comes in and is really passive and says, here, you take it, because then we're going to think, well, what's wrong with this person or this project? But there needs to be trust in the relationship.
What does it mean to deliver your film? When you finish your film, you get to a point where you're like, okay, I've shown it to a lot of people, I have it on DVD, and I'm ready to give it to a distributor. And then if you are fortunate enough to get a distribution deal, as a part of that deal, there'll be an attachment that says you have to deliver all of these items. It could be as minute as 8 color still photos, 10 black and white photos, all the way up to errors and omissions insurance.
Just stay persistent, because so many people come out here with you, and then 5 years, 10 years from now, they're gone. And so you have to be the last man standing.